Today's the second part of our lesson on solving word problems. We're not learning any new strategies. We went over the strategies yesterday. So what we're going to do today is we are going to demonstrate how to use the strategies that we've talked about to solve specific word problems. So you would have already read the problem, and now we want to underline what's key. We're buying something that costs $4.95. What it is probably really doesn't matter. We're making a down payment, and the balance is in 3 equal installments. They're not charging us interest. If I make a down payment of $150, what is each installment? Okay, a down payment, it represents money that you pay that's part of the purchase price. Okay, and the rest is paid over time. So we say we want to identify our variable. Our variable is X, and it represents each installment. So how much in total is this drum set costing us? Well, it's costing us the down payment of $150 plus 3 installments. As we talked about, these equations are usually very straightforward, a lot of times just 2-step equations. And we get our answer of X is $115. Okay? Again, we want to step back and make sure our answer makes sense. It seems to make sense based upon what we have here. I wouldn't be expecting negative numbers or anything of that nature. Okay, we're taking a car trip. Begin with 16 gallons of gas in the fuel tank. You use 3 gallons per mile, or per hour, I'm sorry. You will stop to refuel. So you'll stop to refuel when you have 1 gallon. After how many hours will you need to refuel? So H is hours. All right. So I'm starting with 16, and every hour I am decreasing the amount till I get to 1. I subtract 16 from each side. Just move this up a little, extend the page. I'll just go with it. Negative 3H equals negative 15, and H is 5. Now, here's an example where you can make a very common math mistake, and hopefully you would realize that if you did, your answer wouldn't make any sense. The common mistake is students won't carry down this negative sign. And if you don't do that, you're going to end up, if you do the work properly, a negative number for H. And hopefully you would then say to yourself, that doesn't make any sense. I can't have driven negative number of hours. Okay. School basketball team is playing in the championship game. Cheerleaders want to buy a banner. So they're going to buy a banner for 47. They want to buy some stuff to give to the students. Pom-poms, $5.20 each. Noisemakers cost 80 cents each. They want to spend $3.77. They bought an equal number of pom-poms and noisemakers. How many of each did they buy? So again, since they bought an equal number, I'm just going to use one variable X, because that's going to represent the number of pom-poms, or number of, I really should say not pom-poms, but the number of each item bought, okay, to be more clear. So the pom-poms were $5.20, so 520x. The noisemakers 80 cents, 0.80x, and they bought the banner for $47, and all of that came to $3.77. Okay, so a little extra step here, because we should be combining our like terms to get $6. Then we'll subtract the 47. Equals 330. Divide by 6. And they bought 55 of each item. Okay? Next, Now, here's a situation where it probably would help you to draw a diagram. I'm dealing with a rectangle. It says, I have a rectangle. The length is 5 feet less than twice the width. The perimeter is 38. Find the length and width. So I'm going to let W be the width. If W is the width, the length is 5 feet less than twice that, or 2W minus 5. The formula for perimeter is you add up all four sides. Or a shortcut, twice the width plus twice the length is equal to 38. I use my distributive property. I combine my like terms. Now, what you need to be careful of here, if you stop at W is 8, you don't get full credit because now you got to plug the 8 in to get that the length is 11. And then you could check 11 plus 11, 22 plus 16 is the 38. Right. Your cell phone charges monthly fee of $19.50 for 200 minutes. You charge 25 cents for each minute over 200. Your bill was $29.50. How many minutes? M is the number of minutes. Now let's do the easy part. I know I'm going to get charged $19.50, and I know I'm going to get 25 cents charge. But the 25 cents doesn't kick in until I exceed 200. So I have to do M minus 200 to get my total bill of $29.50. Because it's not until M is over the 200 that anything happens. I use my distributive property. Now, this is where circling your like terms is helpful because you should be circling a minus 50, all right, to see that when you combine these two numbers, you're going to get 25M, 0.25M minus $30.50 equals $29.50. Add 30.50 to both sides. 0.25M is equal to 60. Dividing by 0.25 is the same as multiplying by 4, so M is 240 minutes. And you should know that your number should be greater than 200 because you went over the 200 minutes when you did your cell phone plan. All right. Actually, got to go back, scroll down. Sorry. All right, you made 35 necklaces at a craft show. You spent 85 for materials, and you want to make a profit of 90. How much should you charge? All right, so X is the fee charged, okay, for the necklaces. So 35 times X is how much money I'm going to collect, and I spent 85, so that's a minus, and I want to make 90. I add 85. 35X equals 175. So if I charge $5 per necklace, then I'm going to make my profit of $90. Okay? All right, Spanish Club is organizing a trip. All right? The first sentence is just to give you an idea of what's going on. Bus cost is 60, shared equally amongst all students. Restaurant's buffet cost $5 per student. How many students must sign up to limit the total cost per student? So let's put C, as cost per student. Now, what is it going to cost each student here? Well, it's going to cost them $5 each. So 5C is the total it's going to cost all of the students for the buffet. Plus, it's going to cost $60 for all those students. And you want to limit that to $10 per student. Okay? So I subtract 5C. 60 equals 5C. and 12 students is the answer. And if you think about it, if I have a $60 bus cost, 12 students go on, that's $5 per student, $5 for the buffet. Now I've hit my $10 cap. All right. Last one is your friend works as a waitress. Okay, that's nice, but just to set what's going on. Her income consists of an hourly wage, so income, money she makes, hourly wage plus tips. On Wednesday, she worked 5 hours and earned $25 in tips. On Friday, she worked 3 hours and earned that much in tips. If the total earnings were this, what is her hourly wage? So I'm going to put H as the hourly wage. Now, how much in total did she work? Well, she worked 5 hours and 3 hours, or 8 hours, and she collected $25 and $30.75 in tips, and in total she made $91.75. I combine my like terms. I subtract out. So I have 8H is equal to 36. When I divide, I get H is $4.50. Okay? And again, there you should be expecting a number that works out evenly because you're talking about what somebody's hourly wage is, which should be an actual workable number.